Hi and welcome back to my channel. Now in this video I'd like to share with you some really simple and basic tips and techniques for taking better photographs of your pets around your home. My main focus during this video is of our 8-week-old puppy Luna. Luna is a Hungarian Vizsla and is growing extremely fast, so it's a race against time to try and capture as much of her as possible while she's still a puppy. Now most of these tips and techniques are aimed at photographers of all levels but who primarily use DSLR and mirrorless cameras. The same principles can be applied to smartphone or compact camera photography. However, for extreme photography such as capturing fast motion and low light situations, it's really worth investing in proper camera gear that will allow you to have full control over your settings. I'm currently using the R3, got the R5, which is this camera here, and also the R6. And in this video, I'll be demonstrating what the RF 28-70, the RF 70-200, and the RF 15-35 lenses can achieve while photographing around your own home and garden without any special lighting and flash guns involved. I'm simply using the natural ambient light around me to create stunning images of our crazy pup. Now the gear I have might seem quite excessive to a lot of people watching this video, but you have to bear in mind that I am a professional photographer, so therefore I'm going to have a lot of expensive equipment. But what I'm trying to do is show you what can be achieved with gear that won't cost the earth, so you can enjoy taking better photos of your pets while at home. So let's get into it. So this was Luna along with her siblings at just a few weeks old. It's kind of frightening how quickly they grow up. We could see a difference every time we looked at the webcam that the breeder installed, so we can view from the comfort of our own home. We met the pups at 7 weeks old and were able to take Luna home the following week at 8 weeks. It's always going to be difficult for new pups to settle into their homes, but we think she likes it here. There is naturally some separation anxiety as she's been used to sleeping alongside 12 other pups since the start of her life. We gave Luna plenty of time and space to settle into her new surroundings, but at the same time, also keen to try and record and document the process with plenty of photos and videos. So my first tip during these early stages is a really simple one. It's basically make sure you've got your camera ready at all times. Sounds simple, but often people with big, expensive cameras quite often end up relying on their smartphones because it's smaller, lighter, and it's just more convenient to use in order to post pictures to social media. Now the mirrorless cameras that I use actually connect to an app. So I'm able to transfer images I take from my camera directly to my smartphone, and the process only takes a few moments, so it's really not that big a deal. Obviously not as quick as using a smartphone to capture, edit and then post, but the quality of your photos is going to be so much better using a real camera like this R5 than using your smartphone. So if you have any mirrorless camera tucked away somewhere, make sure you have it ready to capture all those amazing moments. I guarantee you they will look way better than anything you take on your smartphone. So it's been a few days and Luna has settled in really well. We thought it would be a good time to try some action photography in the back garden. As you can imagine, an 8-week-old pup is extremely excitable and full of energy. This is a great opportunity to try and capture some of that crazy energy. For this set of photos, I'm using the Canon R5 along with the 28-70 lens. The R5 is a great camera as it has plenty of extra megapixels that allows me to crop into my subject. Now to replicate this type of photography without overspending or even spending more than what you have to, you can purchase a reconditioned or used Canon R, Sony A7 or a Nikon Z5. The 28-70 is a big, heavy and extremely expensive lens, but similar results can be achieved with a fairly cheap 50mm prime lens with an f1.8 aperture. So you don't have to have the full professional gear to get amazing photographic results. Luna is loving the backyard. She runs around for ages, burning off all that puppy energy. Just another little trick for shooting video is to hold a GoPro or other action cam upside down on a small tripod. This way you'll be able to get eye level with your pet instead of always looking down. So this is basically the thing I'm talking about. This is actually an Osmo Hero made by DJI, and had this for about 5 or 6 years and it's still really good. So as you can see, it's on this kind of small handheld tripod, and all I do is just hold it upside down and put it down so that it's eye level with the puppy. And then in post-production, you just kind of flip the video back up again. Really simple. We thought we'd try some more action shots in the garden. This is also a great way to start teaching your puppy its recall. They learn so fast, but make sure you don't neglect the training during these early stages. it's easy to get carried away in all the fun stuff like taking photos. For fast action, the most important thing is shutter speed. I would advise a shutter speed of at least 1/1000th of a second. But you'll see here, this photo was taken at 1/200th of a second, and the action has been captured perfectly and it's in focus. This is because of the high frame rate burst mode. So make sure to set your camera to take the maximum frames per second it is capable of shooting in order to freeze the action. But ideally, increase the shutter speed from 1/200th to 1/1000th of a second or above. But it's worth bearing in mind that the faster the shutter speed, the more light you'll need in order to achieve the correct exposure. You can do this with either the aperture of the lens or with the ISO settings. I'd recommend a lens with an aperture of at least f2.8 or wider to allow as much light onto the image sensor as possible. Ramping up the ISO values can lead to very noisy and grainy images. Now by now there's just so many pre-owned and reconditioned lenses available. Check eBay for used camera gear or visit your local store and browse through their pre-owned and reconditioned lenses. You never know, you might find an absolute bargain. The great thing about the RF 28-70 is the focal range. At the short end, 28mm is great for capturing those close-up shots, and 70mm is great for telephoto photography. You'll have way more versatility with a zoom lens than compared to a prime fixed focal length lens. However, you'll find that the image quality with a prime lens may be better. This is the compromise when it comes to photography. You can't have everything. Just buy the gear that works best for you. Our pup is finally worn out. They usually sleep quite a lot when they're young, which is probably why they grow so fast. So try not to interrupt their sleep pattern too much. It's best to try and get into a routine. So with photography in mind, try and select the same time of day to do your photo shoots. It's also really important to socialise your dog during these early stages and to expose it to as many new things as possible. This can be as simple as introducing new toys every day, which can help the puppy to learn. This is also great for potential photo opportunities, capturing those goofy moments when the pup is playing. Another really simple basic trick is to look around your home and identify a natural source of soft light. This could be a window or a balcony area that provides a lot of soft light for the interior area. Make sure the light source is behind you and your subject is facing the light. Your photos, regardless of the quality of camera gear, will noticeably improve. This can also apply to anyone using their smartphone for photography. Just make use of a natural light source for a better effect. Vizslas are known to be Velcro dogs and have a tendency to follow their owners everywhere. It's nice to have your dog close to you, but sometimes it can be a bit annoying. Still, I wouldn't change it for anything. She's been amazing so far. Some of the things you should try and do on a regular basis is behavioural training, using treats and a clicker. I'm not a dog training expert, but we followed a really good training guide and we think it's helped. The training is designed for dogs between the ages of 8 to 12 weeks old. This is the most crucial time to start training and teaching your puppy some basic behaviours. Best to do it now rather than later on. Now, after all that hard work, it's time for another nap. Now back to the garden for some more recall practice and also another opportunity for some action and running shots. I love the way Luna's ears flap all over the place when she runs. This is the sort of thing I'm trying to capture, things the normal naked eye can't really see that well. Now another great technique, which is as simple as it gets, is basically to position yourself as low down as possible so you're at eye level with your subject. That's the puppy. This way you'll be able to capture far more immersive and interesting photos. Also, check your backgrounds, make sure they're not too busy. Make a note of the direction of the sun or light source and position yourself in front of it so your subject is facing the light. Another really simple technique to try and get the best natural light available. Try and avoid shadows or either shoot completely in the shadows or out. Don't use a partly shaded area as this can ruin your photos, especially when doing fast action photography. And remember to keep that shutter speed at 1/1000th of a second or higher. Time for another nap. Eventually, we intend to do lots of beach walks with Luna, so we thought it would be a good idea to introduce her to water. Now, we don't have a pool in the backyard, so we use the bathtub instead. Vizslas are naturally adept swimmers, as they were bred to be pointers and retrievers. They actually have webbed paws to allow them to swim better. However, they still need to be introduced to water. We think it might have helped, but we took her to the beach a few days later and she seemed okay in small pools of seawater. She is still very small to be going into the sea, but we hope as she gets older she'll be really enjoying her beach walks. After all that fun, it's time for dinner, and she really wolfs her food down. We also have some puzzle games to help occupy her time and hopefully tire her out. She is a very smart dog and has figured most things out fairly quickly. It's important to try and stimulate your puppy as much as possible, otherwise they will be a bit of a nuisance. We've also created a pen with a crate for her to sleep in. This is where she will eat her food, sleep at night, and also act as a safe area. She hardly whines or whinges and very rarely keeps us up at night. So hopefully this has been of some benefit and use if you just received your new pet, whether it's a puppy or a kitten or any other animal. These simple, basic techniques apply to all animals and all kind of situations around the home. Please stay tuned for part 2, where I'm going to be going into far more detail about different lighting situations and also the use of flash photography. Thanks again, please give it a like, give it a share and subscribe for more videos.